Hi there, Chris Benson's here, and welcome to Talking Music. I'm looking now at a release that came out a couple of months ago on the 24th of June, but it's a great summary compilation that's still worth getting. Now, 60s and 70s summer. So it's got 86 songs in total. So you've got about 4.5 hours of music. There's a lot of content on there. And disc one starts off, it's really, really strong. So you've got, if we're going to go through the tracks, you've got Surfing USA, The Beach Boys, Surf City, Jan and Dean, Wipe Out by the Safaris. You've got Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters, which I always struggle to listen to because it was played at my Spanish teacher's funeral, and it's never quite sounded the same since. That's no fault of the Drifters, but it's just one of those songs. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, Otis Redding. Um, there's always something there to remind me. Sandy Shaw, so it's a really, really strong start, as you can see. Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Dionne Warwick. Then we've got Stan Getz, How Gilberto, and Astrid Gilberto with the girl from Ipanema. I was only familiar with the Frank Sinatra version, but this is great. We've got Brian Hyland, Here with a Kiss. I grew up with Jason Donovan, so I'm going to pick Jason Donovan's version anytime. But then we've got Daydream Believer by the Monkees, which you'll all know. I wasn't familiar with Different Drum, which apparently features Linda Ronstadt. That's by the Stone Ponies. I like it, I just wasn't familiar with it. Then we've got I Got You Babe, Sonny and Cher. We've got Mr. Tambourine Man the Birds. So again, all familiar songs. Everybody's Talking from Midnight Cowboy, Harry Nilsson. Wichita Lyman, Glenn Campbell. That is such a tune. Can't tell you how many times we have played 20 Golden Greats in a loop in our car. And I think we saw Glenn Campbell on his last tour at Sheffield City Hall. Brilliant. San Francisco, Be Sure to Wear Flowers in Your Hair, Scott McKenzie. Let's go to San Francisco, the Flower Pot Men. You will recognise. I was thinking when I saw the track list, I thought, what's this? But you will recognise it. We've then got Summer in the City, Loving Spoonful, Something in the Air, Thunderclap Newman, California Dreaming, Mamas and the Papas, Born Free, Matt Monro. White Horses by Jacket is not on Spotify. So if you want to listen to the album to see what it's like before you buy it, that song is not on Spotify, just to let you know. And then it ends with the fifth dimension in Aquarius, Let the Sunshine In. So it's a strong disc. That's all kind of covering the 60s, if you like. Disc 2 focuses on the 70s. So we've got Lovely Day, Bill Withers, been used on endless adverts over the years, hasn't it? I Can See Clearly Now, Johnny Nash. Then we've got the Grease Mega Mix, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. We've got Sugar Baby Love, the Rubettes. Summertime Sensation by the Bay City Rollers. I wasn't familiar with this. I'm sure Bay City Roller fans will be pleased that it's been included, but it was one of the weaker songs of the compilation, but that's just my opinion. But then we've got in the summertime, Mungo Jerry. We've got Seaside Shuffle, Pterodactyl and the Dinosaurs. It's a good novelty song. You might not recognise it. Then we've got Jeans on, David Dundas. Now, I suppose you'll all know that song from, I think it was 1976. David Dundas, though, did you know that he got a lot of money from writing the theme tune to Channel 4? You know, the da 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 da. That was David Dundas's work. So you imagine the royalties every time that was on. That was played thousands of times over the years, wasn't it? So then we've got Coco, Sweet. I didn't remember this one. Wings, Silly Love Songs. Great that we hear that. Then we've got the George Baker selection, Paloma Blanca. We've got Sylvia, Y Viva España, Demis Roussos, Happy to Be on an Island in the Sun. I wasn't familiar with that one either. Angelo, Brotherhood of Man. Then we've got one of my favourites from disc 2 has to be Captain and Tennille, Love Will Keep Us Together. Then we've got Mississippi, Pussycat, which I remember, it was a big hit. I remember it from the Top of the Pops repeats on BBC4, but it was a big hit. And I thought there was perhaps stronger songs in the charts at the time, but it was a big hit in 1976. Then we've got Blanket on the Ground, Billy Joe Spears, I Can Help, Billy Swan. That is a tune. I'm Not in Love, 10cc, and it ends disc 2 with Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks. On to disc 3, which goes back to the 60s. So we start off with an absolute belter, House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, A Whiter Shade of Pale, Procol Harum. Telstar by the Tornadoes. Then we've got Kathy's Clown, Everly Brothers, Everlasting Love, Love Affair. It's such a strong compilation. You're building that impression up now, I can tell. Build Me Up Buttercup, The Foundations, which was later used in the film. There's something about Mary. We've got the Four Tops, I Can't Help Myself. The Toys with A Lover's Concerto. I thought I wasn't familiar with it, but I was. There you go. So I think the problem with that is I grew up with 60s music. That's mum and dad's fault. So a lot of songs are just implanted in my head and I perhaps didn't remember what they were called. We've got Love Is Like a Heat Wave, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Do Ron Ron, the Crystals, Leader of the Pack, the Shangri-Las, Limbo Rock, Chubby Checker. I wasn't familiar with this one. Then we've got The More I See You, Chris Montez, Elvis Presley, It's Now or Never, Manfred Mann, Do I Diddy Diddy, The Honeycombs, Have I the Right, The Locomotion, Little Eva, Be My Baby, The Ronettes, The Happening, The Supremes. That is, again, a great tune. Temptations, My Girl, Ferry Across the Mersey, Jerry and the Pacemakers, and The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore concludes the 60s disc 3 by the Walker Brothers. So again, really consistent, really strong. And just great to have in the car or just in the house if you're doing a barbecue. Disc 4 goes back to the 70s. So we've got Boney M, Hooray, Hooray, It's a Holly Holiday. Chic, Good Times, Love Is in the Air, John Paul Young, which of course was used in Strictly Ballroom years later. Candy Staton, Young Hearts Run Free. We've got Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom. Marshall Hayne, Dancing in the City. That's one of my picks off the track, off the disc. It's a belter. We've got Baccarat, Yes Sir I Can Boogie. Then we've got Rafaela Carrà with Do It Again, which I didn't know. It's kind of in the same veins as Baccarat. So see what you think of that one. It's certainly on the same vein. You can see why they've been put together. Then we've got Voyage, Let's Fly Away. That isn't on Spotify either, just to make you aware. Then we've got Sheila and Be Devotion with Singing in the Rain. Great disco classic that. We've got Mud, Shake It Down. It's an obscure Mud song, but I remember it on Top of the Pops repeats again. And I've got a Cherry Red release of some of Mud's back catalogue, which have been kind of sent electronically to have a listen to. So let's look out for that, where I'll be reviewing some classic Mud. We've then got Barry Manilow, Copacabana. Then we've got the new edition, Get a Little Sand Between Your Toes, which, again, I wasn't familiar with that one. I definitely hadn't heard that one before. We've then got First Class, Beach Baby, Donna Summer, Theme from the Deep. I don't remember that one either. I'm sure you will in the comments. You'll tell me if you do. The Stylistics, Can't Give You Anything But My Love. I love a bit of the Stylistics. We've got the 3 Degrees, When Will I See You Again? Isley Brothers, a classic Summer Breeze. Aretha Franklin, Until You Come Back to Me. That's what I'm going to do. We've got Minnie Riperton, a forgotten classic. Loving You, wonderful tune. And then it ends with the immortal Fleetwood Mac and Albatross. So it is 4 discs of quality music. Really, really strong. I mean, I remember growing up, you'd get a compilation. I think, I had a 70s, 80s, 90s one, for example, I can remember. And you'd play maybe a third to a half of the songs because there was a lot of the songs that were just filler and you wouldn't like. This is really, really strong. So another pleasing now release, definitely. So that's now 60s and 70s summer, out now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. More Talking Music reviews coming very soon. Now reviews, we've got interviews and much more as well. Hit the subscribe button for all the notifications. That's it. Bye for now.